Let me welcome you to our show. My name is Ran Soriano, and today we will be sharing and hearing from our speakers about the utilization of social media for TB awareness. So helping me today with our session are two chairs, one belting 2 decades of experience designing and leading public health and international development projects from health system strengthening work with vulnerable population tuberculosis control and elimination activities in high burden settings. He has also worked the spectrum of global health and international development with a focus of post-conflict countries. He currently serves as a TB strategic lead for the USAID Infectious Disease Detection and Surveillance Project, overseeing a portfolio of TB projects in dozens of high-burden countries. So let us all welcome Mr. Michael Moore.
How are you today?
I'm doing great, and you? It's been a while.
It's been too long. It's a pleasure to see you, and thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Yes, and you're always welcome. We've always loved to have you on our show. Thank you.
Thank you.
And another chair that will be joining us on today's session is a former architect who also has another degree and master's in public policy, specializing human rights, international relations, and disability and public policy. She is herself a TB meningitis survivor whom may have lost her vision and may not be able to design houses anymore, but now she is eager to assist in designing a healthier life through her advocacy and her organization. She is the founder and president of the first Asian TB People Network. So please welcome Ms. Louie Cepedate. Hi, Louie.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, how are you?
Very much fresh and eager to start it.
So it's great to have you again, guys. You and Mo. What's keeping you busy nowadays?
There's lots of things going on right now. It's a really exciting time in the TB world, but it's also an important time in the world in general. So trying to keep up, trying to keep busy, but making sure that we can improve TB control programs. Louie?
No.
Yes, I just returned from all of our country coordinating mechanism engagements, and TB People is now part of it in the country, and we are now teaching everyone to be leaders now that everybody's going out of their houses. All of these restrictions from the COVID situation is easing. I think we will be able to do more advocacy in the country.
Yeah, that's both good, and I know you guys are doing your very best to be able to help a lot of people, and of course we truly appreciate that. Honestly, with all the pandemic talks, and now that everything has a new normal, even at work, of course, we wanted to just do a step back and identify about this project, the utilization of the social media for TB awareness. I heard, Louie, that this project was offered to you pre-pandemic. Then, of course, we know that TB People Philippines was registered during the pandemic period, right? So Tell us, how did it all start? How did you come up with the people who will be part of the project?
I'm very thankful for our colleague, Dr. Mamel Calapio, who remembered me to be a vital change maker for the advocacy here in the country. I was introduced to the Global TB Alliance, New York, for the introduction of our new regimen, the BPAL. The usage of these new medication, this new regimen was introduced to the country back in 2019, and we are actually asked to be the one to not really promote, but really how to introduce this to our Filipino community. And they asked me, what is your idea of a more effective platform that we can slowly introduce, leveraging innovative, faster treatment? And I told them, we have to go back to basics. You have to educate the Filipinos on what is the first line medication, what is the second line, and what is this for the pre-XDR option. Because up to now, not all the Filipinos knows about the free medication we can get from our health facilities. So they approved of it, and then I told them, and guess what? I'm registering my organization by 2020, and they really like the idea that I have a lot of leaders in our organization, and they were able to approve of our doing this online program, knowing that we cannot really go out of our house right that time. So I guess we were successful. Everybody tuned into our shows because Filipinos are really patronizing social media, Facebook, of course, and we were able to educate them virtually, and we were very successful.
And I totally agree. Actually, this marks as a silver lining during that pandemic period, right? Because the show called TV People PH Present is actually comprised of survivors and some health facility providers as well. We got 12 representatives with the 8 dialects out of the 187 dialects that we have here in the Philippines. So we have Tagalog, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Ilocano, Hiligaynon, Havacano, Pangasinan, and Sorsoganon. And this has been the first step, of TV People in reaching the unreached. The show provides awareness for TB misconception, screening and diagnosis, which you have seen earlier on our pre-intro, right? The types of regimens. There's a discussion about side effects and then how it's actually related in terms of management under the National TB Program's Manual Procedure, which is the 6th edition, the one that we have used. Plus, we also have a stint in discussing the new regimen called the BPAM. So people could be wondering, actually, how did I get into this project? Because initially, just to share with you, I started reaching out to Nino and Ate Louie when my partner was actually diagnosed with TB. I myself am really not sure what really is TB. I know it's a 6-month treatment, but that's just it. I'm not sure about any kinds of side effect. I don't know what kind of drugs they use, but they helped me a lot. And knowing that this platform allowed me to really see the difference of the general taking of antibiotics versus the TB meds and how it actually impacts a person who's taking the medication, right? It gives me different perspective. And then after a couple of weeks, I was asked to participate, if I'm willing to participate on a advocacy project, which is the Lift TB project. Having this kind of advocacy and believing in what you can do to be able to help others gives a super strength or superpower onto you. And for me, the superpower that I have is providing correct information and utilizing the social media platform with what I know, sharing what I've learned, and as well as assisting many people. With this newly acquired talent, I also acquired new friends. And joining me today as a panel of speakers where both of them are TB survivors as well and teacher by profession. So more or less, I've known these two for about a year now. So I want to introduce to you the teacher Mayarmi De Leon and teacher Lauren Ahero. So pleasant day to the two of you.
Yeah, we're doing fine. It's pandemic.
So can you tell me about yourself? Maybe we'd start with Ate Mayarmi.
Okay, so good morning again, everyone. I am Mayarmi De Leon. I am a pulmonary tuberculosis survivor for almost 6 years now. So I am from City of Naga, Cebu, Region 7. So I had 6 months treatment for my tuberculosis, and along with me are my 2 kids. They were also getting their TB preventive treatment since they were my close contacts that time. And I am now happily married, and I am a mother of 2 wonderful boys. And aside from being a TB survivor advocate of TB People Philippines, I am also working as a part-time teacher in one of the universities here in Cebu. So since I am a Region 7 representative of TB People Philippines organization, I help in translating the scripts into Visayan dialect. That's all.
Nice. Thank you so much, Mayarmi. What about you, teacher Loris?
So, hi, good morning everyone. I am Loreline D. Ajero, a PTB survivor last 2020 and now a member of TB People Philippines. And I was chosen to be the president of our group here in Calamba City. Happily married. A mom of a
Oh, that's
little
very
boy.
important, right? Noting that,
Yes.
happily married, right?
That's right. So I am a mom of a little boy and I am working as a public school teacher here in Calamba. And to be diagnosed of tuberculosis is really shocking on my part, especially when you are working and you have a child. It is very emotional on my part, and I guess to those persons with tuberculosis.
All right. Well, given that you two are very busy already, but during the pandemic state, there's no face-to-face school time, right? But
Yes.
how did the two of you got invited to the Lift TV project? Because I shared earlier, I received a phone call from Ate Louie at that time. So how did you get involved on the project?
Okay. So in my case, Ron, I was browsing posts on Facebook about tuberculosis in my 4th year of being a tuberculosis survivor. So I said to myself that being a TB survivor should not only end up in surviving the disease alone, but a true survivor must be of help to persons currently fighting against the TB disease. So they can also be survivors too. So when I saw a post from Sir Neo Magpusaw, he is the Vice President of the TB People Philippines organization. His post was in a TB support group Facebook page, and he was asking who are TB survivors from our region, Region 7. So since I really wanted to get involved in the TB advocacies and seeing this post as an opportunity, I immediately sent a message to Sir Neo Magpusaw. And then he referred me to Miss Louie, the president of TB People Philippines. So with the approval of Miss Louie, of course, it was then the time I started my journey in the TB People Philippines as a Region 7 representative. And before we can conduct our shows, we were given the chance, or we, the representatives, we were given the opportunity to get trained by the Lung Center of the Philippines and the TB Alliance with the help of TB People Philippines organization, so that we can learn more about TB and we can be a certified TB educator to our shows. Okay, so in my show, I did my Visayan version of the DSTB show, or the drug sensitive tuberculosis show. So I find it really significant because in the Philippines, it has a total of 18 regions, and 9 of these regions are actually, they can understand the Visayan dialect. So therefore, Visayan versions of our shows can possibly reach over 20 million Filipinos. And with that, I am very grateful for that Miss Louie was giving me an opportunity to become part of this Lift TV project.
Yeah, and you know what? One of the highest viewed shows that we have is your show. You know that, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Because honestly, the everything started in the month of October, so it's actually 1 year now that we have our first show. We have been screened for around 4,700 times and reached more than 4,300 people. That's just for the first show, and we have lots of it. I'm just curious, specifically you, Ate Miarmi, how did you prepare for your show?
Okay, so in making or recording my videos, at first, I really find it hard to do it because I don't have the resources to produce a high quality video. So since it was the first time to record a video of myself, which will then be posted in public, I felt much pressure and how could I make it done nicely. But with the help of the media team of the TB People Philippines, we, the representatives, we were taught how to make a quality record with only just using our ordinary phones. So we were told with some technicalities to be done, like we have to landscape the camera, we have to wear something presentable and of course something pleasant to the camera, and we have to do our recording in a very quiet place. So being a mother of 2 playful kids, I really needed to put them to sleep first before I can do my recording stuff. So literally, with all the cuts and redos, I made it through for 5 whole nights. So my raw videos were actually not that good, but of course, with the help of the TB People Philippines great media team, those ordinary videos of mine became extraordinary because of their extravagant editing skills. So that's how my videos were done.
I find it very exciting to actually be on a meeting in front of a camera talking to you guys, because Ate Miarmi and I, we haven't really met personally, right? We haven't met personally, but it feels
we're virtual
like
buddies.
Yeah, but we're virtual buddies. I agree. But whenever we have our camera on, when we're doing our online show, it feels like we've known each other for quite a while, and we are speaking the same language, which is, the language of TB education, which is really good, because it gives us like the confidence that everybody that got certified, along with us, that 12 representatives, we have the same knowledge. We understand the similar information that was provided to us. And we are confident that if we are asked by anybody, we will provide the same answer. And those answers were actually driven from the manual of procedures from the NTP. Right. So yeah, I'm just very excited whenever I think about, looking back at those weekly shows that we have. It's very exciting. It's very thrilling for me to relive those sessions, because not only we have our representative, we also have guests, and there's tons of guests that we have. But it's just it made me think. Yeah, being teachers, you and Lourdes, of course, you have taught students in various styles and methods and all, right? Do you believe that social media platforms are effective in promoting TB awareness? Maybe we can start with Lourdes.
So social media is a trend in our generation. So as a teacher, we also use social media as part of our source in teaching our lessons. So we use it as our channel in extending, giving and sharing our informations with regards to tuberculosis. So as a teacher, just like my pupils, using social media is a big help for them to get informations from us, and it's so easy for them to click their phones, especially when we do uploading. We have our Facebook Live. So in that way, they were able to gather informations about about tuberculosis. So it was a big help for them.
Well, I agree. I totally agree. I mean, with this generation, everything is about phones, right? Everything is about online. And seeing that people are able to access information. How about you, Ate Miarmi? What do you think about the social media as a platform for effective promotion of TB awareness?
People nowadays are really into social media. Yeah. So with that, this makes it the wisest way for us to reach more people with our TB awareness promotional materials. And I guess it is very evident when we can see, or when we see the reactions, the feedbacks, and the comments of the people online relating to tuberculosis. In my region, I know this is a great help to more than 50,000 persons currently treating tuberculosis here in Cebu. And in fact, after my show, I received chats asking and sharing their concerns about tuberculosis. And they were not only from my region, but from other regions as well, who understands the Visayan dialect too. So I can really say that with these social media platforms, we'll be able to reach the unreached. We'll make them learn what they haven't learned about TB. And we will be making them more curious enough, driving them to wanting to learn more about the tuberculosis disease.
True enough. That's something that I truly agree, because I myself had the same experience. I can truly say that the show has been very successful, and not only those the people that are tuning in that able to hear us on our live show. We are actually been blessed with the support of other people throughout our show, because as you may know, during our sessions we have employed one of the best, right, interpreters here in the Philippines. We have Mr. JX Balisa from Senya Sana Interpreter and Translation, that also extended his help, including his staff. So there are translators for sign language, Filipino sign language. And the great thing about this is that before, I only know that there's just a universal sign language. I never know that there is like FSL, like Filipino sign language, and then there's a translation that they need to do in order to be able to project the materials that we have into their own dialect, to the local dialect that we are actually showcasing at the very show, right? So that has opened my vision in terms of there are tons of people that is willing to help, willing to provide more details and accessibility to all. And plus the factor that not only we have our sign language interpreters, we have also PWTBs as well as survivors being guests on the show. We actually been blessed to also have special guests, and Mo is actually one of them. through one of our sessions. So Mo was there providing information about these about the new equipment, right? So that's really cool. And Atom Yarmi, thanks so much for sharing that information. And maybe I just want to address this to our two chairs right here. So in terms of this kind awareness, and I want to probably direct this question to Mo. Was there any kind of, or is there any difference from the common TB awareness that that we have been, that has been doing TB education? Is this kind of different what we have done here in the Philippines? Have you seen this before?
So I think for me, the really remarkable thing is it's not just TB education, but it's community building. It's, the whole point of social media is to build community, and using Facebook Live, using the videos, allowing people to comment and participate really in their own education it's a remarkable way to build a community and, make the content so accessible, because it's not just written material. It's not just a one-time presentation, but it's something that lasts and really is highly informative, highly accurate, but it's enjoyable. It's a program. It's not canned information. It's engaging. And as I said, like for me, the most impressive thing is that it's building a community. And so pleased to be able to help highlight that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mo. And honestly, yeah, it was really a great experience for me. Knowing apart from, of course, from the usual guests that we're getting, we have Mo, which is, halfway around the globe. Come on. Who doesn't want to have somehow a guest like that, right? So thank you so much, Mo, for always being there when you're invited.
And thank you for having me. And it's, I'm happy to get up early or stay up late to be a part of these.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. And next is, of course, she's just smiling out there, but I want to ask you a question. Ate Louie, how does it feel to pioneer on this kind of activity?
It's what you call bucket list. So remember, I went blind back in 2007, and I had a lot of thesis papers during my master's directly connected to what happened to me and to the injustices that I think should be rectified. And hoping for this kind of organization to be built, it took 15 years. And I can't believe that, these kinds of wishes really does come true. And I have a lot of good people around me, like you guys. I can smell, I can hear all of your voices really very taking on the challenge of really ending tuberculosis in our country. And with the use of social media has helped us to connect, to network, and to also ask everybody to take on the challenge and be leaders themselves. And I'm really happy that at my early 40s, I was able to establish this institution in the making. So I'm really thankful for all of you, and of course to my best friend there, Mo, for always supporting me all the way. So there.
Sounds really good. But what's in store for us in the future? Any projects ongoing? Anything that you'd like to share?
We are anticipating more projects because we've been very effective in laymanizing the algorithm of tuberculosis. We've been very effective as well in providing treatment buddy system in the country with the use of course, the hashtag TB3PH template. And a lot of us are now being recognized for doing proper monitoring because we use this virtual platform to be able to help even in the farthest region of our country. And we were able to just follow the manual of procedures. I am just really blessed to have all of you being good listeners, being good implementers of our TB literacy training. We will have more opportunities in the future. So thank you again, everyone.
Nice. That's great. I'm really excited to those new activities. I hope that I can still participate in those and anything that I will be able to help. But how about you, Mo? Any news or future projects?
I think the beauty of this platform is that we're constantly seeing new innovations come into the TB space in terms of TB control. We talked about TB preventive therapy, and there are new TB preventive therapies coming out. There are new TB diagnostic tools that are being introduced, like the TrueNat platform has been introduced in the Philippines. And we can use a platform like this to sensitize people, sensitize clinicians, so that people can be empowered. The platform empowers people, to trains them to be educators and advocates, but it now also empowers people who are sick with TB or who are concerned about TB, lets them know how they can get support, and lets them know what kind of support is the highest quality. So, if one day we're able to get, the perfect TB vaccine, I'd love to see groups like this, and I'd like to see other countries take up this model, because I think it will help, bring these new innovations into the hands of the people who need it most, and overcome a lot of the barriers in terms of language, distance, and culture. So just really think this is a great model for others, especially as we see so much change in TB control. Thank you, Ren.
That's really great. I agree with Mo. I mean, this platform, the utilization of this kind of model shows evolution. Technology is evolution, and being able to reach as many people as we can, regardless of the time, regardless of the kilometers away. Wherever you go, what time is it there? It doesn't really matter as long as you're able to communicate the correct information. Because of the right details, you'll be able to get the proper treatment, especially with TB, right? You'll get the proper treatment. You'd know who you can reach out to if you need assistance. And I am a strong believer of communication. Communication is always the key, right? And being able to communicate what is best for you is something that can really help you throughout your healthier lifestyle, right? And I am very happy to have all of you in here. I know that the time is almost up, but I just want to share with you that this show that we have is still available on Facebook. Anybody can actually check on it. We have captions for those that speaks the English dialect. We have captions on our shows that you can turn on. You can read through our material, and feel free to ask any questions from those who are handling the said dialect, because we are there. Actually, you can see our names in there. We are tagged. We have commented on the Facebook comment section, and our YouTube channel has this episode, or this series of shows as well, and our website. Of course, we want to make it accessible for everybody, so we can get that bridge the gap. That the people who doesn't know about this should be aware. And by spreading the awareness through social media, it can really spread out. Like, I can tell the next person around me, hey, I saw this video on Facebook, you might want to check it out. Or if that person doesn't have a cell phone, I can just tell him, or we can watch it together, right? And I can access it at any time. So this is, for me, a really good session, and I'm glad we're able to share a piece of what we feel about this platform. And I hope that we can see more project, and as well as more country replicating the same platform. So I guess that's it for me, guys.
Ang DSTB,
tuberculosis,
Makanano magbiyen ang plema. Pumunta keng sputum collection area.
Kahibalo ba ka nga ang TB dili na kaliwat-kaliwat?
uno pa miskonsepto del gente acerca del TB, el TB resulta del pasmo.
Ang nahambal na tuberculin skin test.
DSTB regimen ay igwang apat na klase sanbulo.
Individualized treatment regimen.
Ang DRTB ay klase ng TB na hindi nagagamot
Good day, everyone, and I hope wherever you are in the part of the world, I hope you are all doing well. Let me welcome you to our show. My name is Ran Soriano, and today we will be sharing and hearing from our speakers about the utilization of social media for TB awareness. Helping me today with our session are two chairs, one belting 2 decades of experience designing and leading public health and international development projects from health system strengthening work with vulnerable population tuberculosis control and elimination activities in high burden settings. He has also worked the spectrum of global